Peace. Of course, it's another video, second video explaining to you why I choose Moorish American, why it's what I choose to be called by and what I identify by. And this message definitely is mainly for my children, my prosperity, so they can have an understanding of their lineage. And I'm at work, of course, so children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, I work every day. I've always had a job, so nothing wrong with work, nothing wrong with hard work. And working hard, most definitely working smart. And of course, we give our praises to the great God and honors to his prophet, Ali, for setting us free. And the last video, I talked about why I'm Moorish American, and I talked about the fact of looking at the pieces of the puzzle, who wasn't there, who was there before slavery, who wasn't there after slavery, who got robbed in their name, who was robbed, who came up missing as a point, and also the Universal Declaration of Human Rights that's signed by over 180 nations, saying that everyone has the right to a nationality. And also looking at the fact that if slavery is over, you got to get rid of slaves, slave owners, and slave titles. Another aspect to why I identify as Moorish American, why I know that's my birthright, my inheritance, is because that's part of coming into nationhood. Let me explain it to you like this. It's like you might hear ones call themselves Moors. They might say Moors. And to me, when people say Moors, it's like a general term. It's kind of like saying Asian or European, you know, some kind of continental identification with a people. Roman, because we know Romans expanded farther than Rome itself. And so in our Moorish Empire, when we say Moors, you know, I think that identifies a whole empire. So I don't identify just as Moor. I identify as Moorish American because that now gives us connection to a landmass and a place. And so it's very, I think, important to understand that difference between just saying Moor or I'm a Moor and I'm a actual Moorish American, you know, a citizen of a nation, not just someone who is a part of an empire that once ruled. You know, because empires come and they go, but the nations, the land is the same. You know, it's the same families, same bloodline. For the most part, that's there through the land, and they, through being there, the land has developed the people because you eat from the land, and so you become a part not only of that land physically, like in your DNA, and then part of how your body survives and adapts to the conditions of that landmass. But also, you know, as you bury, you replenish. And so it's important to identify with the landmass. And we know, once again, talking about how no one else has come to get us, no other nations, because this is our land here, the Americas. You know, there's plenty of evidence to show people have been here thousands of years. You know, we got the Mississippi mound builders all using the Mississippi River as a highway of travel. And that's something that civilized people do. You know, I'll tell people when they always talk about Indians, they taught us in school, they talked about these ones roaming, nomadic, with teepees, traveling from here to there. You know, but people who are nomadic didn't teach the so-called pilgrims how to grow food. Nomadic people are not agricultural people. They're nomadic. They follow the buffalo, or they follow the deer. They follow their prey. That's why they're nomadic. They follow where the bounty goes. While communal people, agricultural people, create civilizations. They set up shop, and they go and base their demonstration around the organic flow of being in harmony with the ecosystem. And so, that this is our land. We are not only physically, made to survive the best in this actual climate, but it goes in our DNA all the way back. And this is why they know. It's kind of like thinking about, why would you bring people from another land who don't know how to survive in the land to work the land? Why would you bring someone outside who doesn't understand anything about the ecosystem to be your product, or to be what brings you fortune in a new land? Why wouldn't you use the people that's already there, who already know the ins and outs, who knows the herbs and the berries and the things to eat? It makes way more sense to use the people that was already here, because they already know how to survive in the climate. And so it just doesn't make sense to call myself anything else other than Moorish American, knowing that, this is where my bloodline goes through. I wasn't an immigrant. My family never immigrated. We've been here. And I think that's another point that we have to consider, my children, especially when it comes to when you are telling people, identifying yourself as Moorish Americans. This is a point and the key. Trace it back. We've been here on the land. And so that's just another point to understanding for me why I claim Moorish American. And like I said, I don't necessarily identify just as a Moor, but as actually a Moorish American with my own government, my own nation, my own customs and ways and laws and traditions. It's not based on Western civilization. It's not based on a European thought pattern or process of thinking, but on the divine way of being at peace with oneself and at peace with everything.